Ah, good old Bulkhead. I love him. So, I, for whatever reason, didn't get the original first edition, despite how much I loved him. I had the Robots in Disguise one, but thankfully, this is the recent, let's just call it a reissue. May or may not be an official reissue, but it's a reissue of the first edition Bulkhead with a few additional pieces. Essentially the same toy. So we're comparing the original first edition original with the Legacy Bulkhead. This being the Wrecker Amazon version because he has cool camo and that makes him cooler, and that's the reason I bought him. I actually wasn't planning on getting the retail release of Bulkhead. It just didn't look interesting to me, but I feel like this camouflage that this version adds really adds to him, and also kind of reinforces the theory that Age of Extinction Hound is pretty much Bulkhead with Hound's name. Anyways, like I said, love Bulkhead. He's a fan favorite, really cool character in Transformers Prime. And I do have to say, similar to Knockout, I feel like the new Legacy version kind of loses all of the character design elements that I loved about Bulkhead. Besides the head, pretty much nothing's left. it's pretty much a kind of, man, it's a good toy, it's a good figure, but I just don't feel like this mold was made for Bulkhead. I feel like we're going to see it with a different head at some point. It's going to be a different character, and it's going to make more sense. I'm sorry, I don't think it's made for Bulkhead. But anyways, let's get into it. You can see they're both Voyager class, pretty comparable when it comes to the size and everything. That's that. Let's set him off to the side and spend some quality time with the first edition. So the first edition version of Bulkhead, like I said, this is the unofficial re-release, shall we say. And it's a really good figure. I love how it has the hammer that's, coming out of his hand. This unofficial re-release came with two of these. I'm not going to focus on these because we're kind of thinking about it as the first edition. It actually came with the hand cannons, which is really cool. Also came with some junky accessories like this switch out bumper with, like numbers and letters on it for DreamWorks. Okay, where's, I actually have one. There he is. Anyways, he also got this waste of plastic. Essentially what this was for, you take the two cannon hand things, stick them on the ends, and it's like a hammer. Okay, who cares? Anyways, very nice figure. It's just, this is Bulkhead, man. It has the doors in the front. It has the physique. It has the bulk. It has the wheels sticking off the back. And it's pretty, kibbleless. Nothing's really sticking off that shouldn't be. It's a very nice figure. I love how it wraps around too. Look at how the door is wrapping around the side. And it's like, this is like a part. This piece is connected to this. It's like he has this wraparound. It's so cool. It's just such a nice figure, man. I love the head sculpt. I do kind of miss the jaw motion that the Robots in Disguise one had. But I think this one looks a lot better. I think it poses a lot better. It's just a nice Bulkhead, man. It's just really nice. What can I say? I like it. I like it a lot. He's really posable. He's got so many joints in so many different places. He's got like butterflies, hinges. You can squish these if you want. Very satisfying. It doesn't really have any waist joint because he's fat, but you do have the ability to move his legs. They're kind of hindered by the bumper right there, but you have a nice clicky knee. You got a little bit of ankle motion, not too much, just a little bit. It's nice, man. This is a nice Bulkhead. This is, in my opinion, to be honest, in my personal opinion, honestly, the best Bulkhead figure out there. It's the best. Spoilers, I've already kind of said it. I don't really feel like the new one captures the essence of Bulkhead. I just don't feel like it does. I'm struggling to see it. So let's take a look. Let's take a look and see why I'm struggling to see it. So he is a box. He doesn't have the nice rotundness. He has long legs when I feel like they should be shorter. He's very blocky. He just has wheels on his shoulders for some reason. The nice wheels that kind of stuck out of his back are now just like neat and compact on his back right behind his head. He's got this big shield. It's just, I don't feel like this was made for Bulkhead, dude. I just don't. Some of the only design elements I still kind of see from Bulkhead, he kind of has like this separation in the shin, which was from Bulkhead. Essentially, he has a line in his leg. That's the only thing I can find that really tells me, yeah, this robot is Bulkhead. You know, at least Knockout had some features. At least the RC that I'm going to talk about has some features. But besides the head, you would look at this robot body and you wouldn't guess it's supposed to be Bulkhead's. I'm sorry, you just wouldn't. The articulation, though, like I said, the figure itself is nice. You get nice head articulation. The shoulders have good motion. It's pretty standard. Very nice deep elbows, too. I really like the elbows. He does have a waist swivel this time around. You can move his legs a lot more freely. He really has awesome ankle joints, honestly. You know, with the transformation, you can move his feet down a little bit, and you have an ankle tilt. So because of this, you can actually get him in these really nice lunge poses. Like, his articulation's really good. This is the Amazon version. So the Amazon version did come with an additional accessory or two. I think he came with, like, a gun that isn't relative to Bulkhead at all, so I have misplaced it. I'm sorry. And he also came with an Amazon exclusive hammer that I've rightfully given to Breakdown because it's Breakdown's hammer. I'm sorry. These aren't reviews. I'm not trying to show you every comprehensive thing about it. If you want to see it, there's 20,000 other channels on YouTube. This is a comparison. So yeah, the shield you can do things with. You can put it on his back if you want, but unfortunately it does kind of leave him with a bit of a cape look. It's just kind of unfortunate, man. You do have the hammer, which I think is nicely done. It doesn't have as many spikes. It's more ball-oriented, but you kind of like open it up and then you like take it out of his hand. That's how that works. Yeah, man, it's a cool figure. It just I struggle to see it as Bulkhead, honestly. I'm sorry. It's cool. I like it. It's nothing to write home about. It's just, you know, it's kind of as middle of the road as it gets. And that's a shame because the origin of Bulkhead here, this first edition figure, is really freaking good. And let's transform it. Let's see how really freaking good it is. So, yeah, let's figure this out together. It's been a little bit since I've done this, but I think I can accomplish it. I think together we can accomplish great things, you and I. I say that like I know you personally. I do not. Unless I do, I don't know. Have you looked outside recently? Anyways, let's figure this out. How do we... There we go. Look at this. It's so cool how, like, the cars is, like, forming from his torso. I just think it's so neat. And I love how the lights actually move to actually line up with the doors. I just think it's a nice little additional detail. Man, this figure is so nice. I love it. Since I got this, I have been absolutely smitten with it. Like I said, I love Bulkhead, but I didn't get this first edition. For whatever reason, back, you know, about a decade ago, I was like, oh, I'm fine with the Robots in Disguise one. I don't need a different Bulkhead. This is fine. But my brother, who wasn't even as into Transformers as me, he was getting into him a little bit. He decided to get Bulkhead, and I didn't. And I regretted it for so long. I'm like, why didn't I get Bulkhead? What is wrong with me? But thankfully, I changed my mind, especially with this re-release from, I don't think it's APC Toys. I mean, it kind of could be, but maybe like under a different name or something. You know how these, you know, KO companies are. They always have to hide their tracks and not reveal themselves. I think this folds up like this, right? Yeah. Yeah, that folds up like that. And then we're getting there. Don't worry, guys, we're getting there. One really cool thing this does, it's not something you see with many Transformers. It has a slider. I love sliders in robots. Like, it's just so cool when things slide, you know? You don't see that every day. You see it some days, but not every day. So, I think I probably should have put the legs in position before I did that little slide me do. This is a really fun, fluid figure to transform. If you are wondering about this unofficial re-release, like if you're thinking, man, I kind of want to get it, but I don't know if the quality's good, quality is exquisite. The plastic is sublime. It feels great. Little mini review of this knockoff. If you want it, get it. It's really good. So we're actually about done. Just have to finish lining up the back here, get this tab together, and then line up the sides. Get these tabbed in. Oh, I forgot you have to like put these in first. And then the shoulders kind of slide in. I always thought that was really cool. And bada bing, bada boom, pretty much done. Man, the plastic on this is so good. This is honestly some of the best plastic I've felt on a Transformer in a long time. And it's not even real. Alright, there we go. First edition Bulkhead, all done. Really cool. Really cool figure, man. Really like it. Say it's all done, but he's squishing apart. There we go. This thing's just really nice. What can I say? This is Bulkhead's alt mode, dude. He's like this big truck. You know, it looks cool. It looks like Bulkhead. I like it. This is sweet. And, unfortunately, this one, the Legacy one, doesn't even get the alt mode right. You can already see the entire front of the alt mode on his chest. He's like a military truck or something. This alt mode would work better for like an Age of Extinction Hound. It's so odd. This figure is such an anomaly to me. This one I've not played with as much, so forgive me if I'm struggling to transform it a little bit. Let's see if I can figure it out again. So that probably untabs. Yeah, there we go. Those will hinge down on these weird little hingy things. It's so funny. How many times have you walked in a store and seen this Bulkhead figure with the head like pushed down like that? How many times have you seen that? It's so funny. Anyways, let's continue on. Continue forth. I feel like there's supposed to be something covering that. Yeah, it's in there. Right there. There we go. Alright, we're getting there. It's pretty easy. I mean, you can kind of see it's essentially just a truck. I feel like the transformation and everything is very similar to Inferno, if that makes any sense. It kind of reminds me, not of like Generations Inferno, not like that Kingdom Earthrise one, but like the old, like Reveal the Shield kind of Inferno and all that. That's what it reminds me of. I do think it's kind of cool how these things flip out of the legs there. I do think that's pretty clever. However, it's, you know, at the end of the day, it's a truck former, man. It's kind of all it does. It become truck. At the end of the day, it is truck, man. Okay, so I got the arms flipped in, and we kind of flip these, and we're getting there, I think. Okay, I figured it out. There's a hidden hinge right there. It's very hard to spot, but I figured it out. Okay, let's finish this. Let's get this done. So essentially, we're gonna bend the legs. They're gonna go together. You can kind of see where this is going, right? You can pick up what I'm putting down, right? Yeah, let me tidy it up. So here we go. Here's Bulkhead's truck, and it's ugly. It's pretty ugly because you need this to make it look any decent. Yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those where a big part of the alt mode contributes to a weapon. Yeah, it doesn't look good without this at all. With it, I would say it's a pretty cool looking military truck. Is it Bulkhead? Not at all. I feel like they should have, if anything, called this more animated universe Bulkhead, because it's not Prime, man. Is this the same Bulkhead to you? Truck, military. Big truck, big military. No, it's not the same. It's not, simply. This is a good toy on its own. It's, you know, not great. It's not something to write home about. It's not bad at all. It's a good toy. I just don't see it as Bulkhead. I just don't. So, with that being said, there we go. There's my old versus new look at Prime First Edition versus Legacy Bulkhead. Like I said, what do I think? You know, the Prime one is great. It's an awesome figure. I feel like it captured the CGI animation model really well. It's Bulkhead. It's the one to get. Seriously, go track down this new First Edition Bulkhead, because it's really great. However, Legacy, it's a good toy. It's not Bulkhead, man. There's nothing there that tells me it's Bulkhead, except it's green and it has his head. That's it. That's it. So, would I like to see this new mold as a different character? Absolutely. I'm hoping they do it. Because so far, RC has been made into different characters. I would love to see this Bulkhead have some new life breathed into him and actually become a character that is not only a nice addition to the collection, but fits the mold. I'm not sure who that character could be, but I'd love to see it. Alrighty, guys, there we go. Old versus new for Bulkhead out of the way. Let me know what you think. Was I a little too harsh on the new one? You know, am I a horrible, unprofessional person for not having all the accessories to show in this video? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Tell me how horrible I am. Special shout out to the patrons of Patreon. Thank you all so much for the continued support. Alrighty, guys, there we go. Thanks for taking a look with me at these two Bulkheads. Just get the first edition one, man. You won't regret it. It's so good.